scientists and doctors over the world today claiming that fungus plays a part in the cause of disease in human. Italian oncologist, and his book is called Cancer. Is a fungus what diseases can be caused by fungus? Something as simple as psoriasis or eczema, which are commonly caused by a fungus, or whether it be athletes for teenageanal itch, vaginal itch, or whether it be even more serious with cancer. Also, the person must check their home that they're not constantly being reinfected by a mild presence in the home. Barbara O'Neill will explain why it's important to be cautious of fungus and yeast, as well as how we might come into contact with them in our daily lives. More importantly, she will share 5 powerful steps to eliminate fungus from the body, creating the optimal conditions for healing and recovery from disease. Why we need to. Why fungus can be dangerous. Beware of fungus. Scientists and doctors over the world today claiming that fungus plays art in the cause of disease in human. Now to date, medicine has documented 1.5 million different MS, yeast and funguses, and 1,000 of those are known and acknowledged to cause disease in human beings. But why isn't this discussed more often? The reason is that certain types of fungi also play a significant role in modern medicine. For example, penicillin, a life-saving antibiotic, is derived from fungus. One of the problems with medicine today is it's difficult for that to be acknowledged, because of some of the most popular drugs are actually putting it in, which we looked at with antibiotics. As I said, the human body can cope with probably 2 courses in a lifetime. But when a lady comes to me and says her little 3-year-old is sick, and I start to investigate as to why this child is sick, and this lady said to me her baby had 22 courses of antibiotics in the first year of life. Wow, what is the definition of insanity? To do what you've always done and expect different results. If something is not working, then we need to step back and have a look at the big picture, and that's why it's essential to acknowledge the vital role that these play in the life in the human body and life on planet Earth. Fungus can enter our bodies. For ways that fungus gets into our body, stop using this to clean home through 4 main pathways. By understanding these routes, we can take steps to eliminate them from our daily lives and protect our health. So why would a fungus or a yeast be in the human body? First way is when we take medicine based on fungus, such as antibiotics, may be in the human body because the person has taken antibiotics. How many people say to me they get thrush after they have an antibiotic? That's because a mold has just gone into the human body. How can mold get into the human body other than if someone takes an antibiotic? Second way is via ingestion. It can get into the human body through ingestion. Again, antibiotics are ingested. It can get into the human body if it is on food. That's why if it ever is on any food, you must not touch it, because it's so toxic. Third way is through skin. The other is it can get through the skin. So if there's a moldy orange in your fruit bowl, please do not touch it. Get a pair of tongs and pick it up, or put your hand in a brown paper packet and pick it up with the brown paper packet. Screw it over, then put it into the bin so it can get in through your skin. It can get in through your mouth. The fourth way for the fungus to get into our body is through inhaling. It can be inhaled. That's why if there's any mold in your house, my suggestion is never put bleach on it, because bleach and mold together make an incredibly toxic mix. My daughter in America, she told me there was a story in the newspaper of a death of a woman who was cleaning her moldy bathroom with bleach, and they came in and they found her dead. Every window was shut and the door was shut. Most people, when they clean, 'cause many people do clean bleach with mold, the windows are open or they're not there for a long time. So how can we clean white vinegar? White vinegar is one of the best if you have an area that's mildy. My suggestion is make sure you've got a mask on, make sure your skin's covered, and had a spray bottle with straight white vinegar in, and just spray it and then leave the room. You can come back 15 minutes later, 'cause it will be dead, and then you can wipe it up. If you spray and wipe immediately, the dust Given off can go through your skin and you can inhale it, but also important to ring the plumber or ring the builder and find out why it's moldy, because they're just opportunist organisms. You will find them whenever there's filth, you'll find them whenever the sun and the air aren't getting into the area. Before diving into the 5 steps to eliminate fungus from our lives, including which foods to eat and avoid, Barbara shares some crucial "be careful of carpets" insights about the hidden dangers of carpets. Carpet is often a breeding ground for germs. You can mop wood, you can mop tiles, you can mop lino, but you cannot mop carpet. So I say, if you like carpet in a room, it should be very short pile and it should be often vacuumed. You may have seen the SPSPS series a few years ago called Is Your House Killing You? Dr. Peter Dingle, a PhD from Perth, he majors in that series and he has probably about 7 shows on those DVDs of different homes where people were very sick, and in most of the cases it was a mold factor, and he'd get the team and they'd find out why there was mold in one house. Every child's toy, every book in the bedroom, it had mold spores on it, and they found out there was a leaking tap underneath, something like that. So the points that we use when looking at getting any yeast or fungus out of the body. And by the way, a person can have a yeast presence and not have cancer. Well, how would they know? The tongue should be perfectly pink from the tip to the back. Now, if the white can be scraped off the tongue, that is waste, but if it cannot be scraped off the tongue, they are usually fungus buns. Now let's first step to eliminate fungus from our body: do not eat these foods. Learn about 5 ways to eliminate fungus out of our body. Number 1, starve. How do we starve the fungus? Well, it's very important to acknowledge its favorite food. Its favorite food is sugar. And just about everything that you buy in the supermarket has sugar. It also, of course, multiplies when it is exposed to yeast. So this is your Maritz, your Wheats, your Primat, your yeast breads, all your sugars, yeast spreads, and also grains. Drastically reduce grains because they can commonly be infected with allox. In Australia today, all grain is tested for apoxin. The grain we get is not totally free because otherwise they're none and get through, but a small amount, and of course, if the gut's working well, a small amount can be handled. Now let's learn about aspergillus and apoxin. Aspergillus is a mold found in soil, plants, and stored grains, and some species produce altoxins, highly toxic compounds. These toxins often contaminate foods like nuts and grains, especially in warm, humid conditions, and can cause liver damage, immune suppression, and even cancer with prolonged exposure. Barbara shares some studies regarding apoxin and how it may cause diseases like cancer. Dr. Colin Campbell, and he was asked to go to the Philippines because children were dying of liver cancer between 8 and 10 years of age. Liver cancer, now this is something that only usually gets in adults, and at that alcoholics, and he found the common denominator was peanut butter. Every jar of peanut butter that he tested had apoxin molds. That gives off apoxin is acillus, and acillus can grow on grains. Peanuts are a common one, and the mold waste that is given off by acillus is apoxin. Most people have heard of apoxin. Apoxin is the most cogenic substance that has ever been tested in these children that were dying of liver cancer. He found that the apoxin was in every jar of peanut butter. He presumed that the poorer children would be dying and the wealthy children would not be dying, and he found the opposite was true. The wealthy children were eating what Time magazine called in one article they did the meat-sweet diet. In other words, high meat, high dairy, high sugar, high refined grains, whereas the poorer children, they were eating a high vegetable diet, little bit of soy, little bit of fish, and unrefined diet. Second step to eliminate yeasts: kill molds with. Second step to eliminate fungus from our body: kill fungus with natural herbs. These herbs, the good news is that there are herbs that will kill fungus, kill mold, and will not kill you. One is garlic, it's well known. Another is olive leaf extract. Olive leaf extract contains a plant chemical called a lupin, and it is strong antifungal. One lady said, "Oh, I take a little bit of that every day. I Said I would not advise you do that. That's like taking a little bit of antibiotic every day to prevent a cold. No, keep it for when you need it also. Grapefruit seed extract. Grapefruit seed extract is a very strong antifungal, and if you do use it, my suggestion is only a few drops 3 times a day. You can buy it in a little container called Traveler's Friend. It's called Traveler's Friend because many people travel with it. They just put 1 drop, say, in a bottle of water, and it will kill off any bacteria or fungus that might be in their piao. It's a South American herb that is quite strong antifungal. When people are looking at eliminating from the body, I say it's a good idea to work with a professional, a naturopath, but what I advise is maybe 2 weeks on this, 2 weeks on this, 2 weeks on this, 2 weeks on this. Body gets used to things, so it's good to alternate. Third step, to eliminate yeasts. Third step, balance the gastrointestine with this supplement. Balance in gastrointestine. Balance very important to bring back the balance in the gastrointestinal tract, and so that is taking a probiotic when the antibiotic comes in, or the different drugs that kill off this. It's important to replace that gut flora when you flood the gastrointestinal tract with the good guys. They bring the candida yeast back under control, so the balance is important. Fourth step, to eliminate. Fourth step, alkalize the body. Yeasts alkalize the body. Number 4 is alkalize. Yeast and fungus love an acid environment, so it's very important to alkalize. Very simply, the most alkalizing food you can take is your vegetables, and of the vegetable dom, it is the dark green leafies. That's why spirulina, wheat grass, green barley, green smoothies, they're all very popular because they are very alkalizing in the body. Fifth step, take this supplement. Step is to take ORS, and number 5 is ORS. This is orbitally rearranged monoatomic elements. It's a mineral supplement that produces minerals in a superconductive form, so it's very easily utilized by the body, and research in America today showing that it is able to heal DNA damage. You can see my last lecture. If we're not healing the DNA, it's quite possible that the rogue cells can continue to be made. We've seen many people conquer yeast presence in their body, even to the point of conquering cancer by implementing this simple step program.